No, this is agreed, huh? But as I said, this course will be an add-on to that first course. Agreed, totally, absolutely right. But something more than that. Was chorus overvalued by Tata? Sarika, long term, abhi nahi bol sakta hai abhi kuch. As of now, the verdict is still not out, right? As I said, only the long term will say whether have they overbid. But having said that, now the situation is they are turning around chorus. They are turning around chorus. It's a plus for Tata. Something more. Okay. What else? Yeah. In this case, sir, let me, no, please do share your opinion. In this case, sir, it's an international thing, chorus. So, they are anyway liable to pay to the Indian government. The Indian government is very clear, sir, right? For our Indian operations, you have to pay us. That is okay. In UK, you look at your UK operations. So, your point is well taken. They don't have to pay taxes in UK. But the fact is, as an Indian consolidation, they need to pay it. Apart from all these points, thank you. That was a point which is again an LBO. This course you should ask yourself, oh, small guy taking big guy, wonderful, perfect, right? Reverse merger, sir, mentioned in passing, accepted. For me, how did he fund it? The funding ratio, again leverage, debt equity. Your debt equity there was roughly in the case of 4:1. For every 1 rupee which came in as equity, 4 rupees was the loan taken, right? Who were willing to lend? Those days were different. Today it will be difficult for Tatas to close the deal. Please understand, stand chart, everybody gave them commitment letters. Go ahead, okay? So they planned it like this. Debt equity ratio. Please understand and see how times change, right? Hardly a year and a half back, everybody gave them letters of comfort. We call it letters of comfort, commitment letters. Go ahead. We are ready to fund you. Suddenly there was a squeeze in the market. Again, very common terminology. I'll definitely give you a noting on these three. But please remember, credit squeeze. What is a credit squeeze? Suddenly, people who are willing to give credit is now saying, sorry, I can't give you that. Credit squeeze. Today there is a liquidity constraint. We were discussing that, Banks themselves are making losses. There came in a credit squeeze. The questions that were asked is, please understand that questions now stand chart. Now understand the case. First thing is, thank you for your comments. For me, specific reference, right, again coming back to lever, is it was an LBO, leveraged buyout. LBO stands for leverage buyout. Tatas knowingly went for a leverage buyout. Excuse me, you should go for a leverage buyout, provided you are sure of one thing, which the Tatas keep saying. They say this every possible forum, Tata is saying this, right? Long term, Arcelor said this, right? Mittal's acquisition of Arcelor, again the same comment. We are going by an LBO. It is long term. Second, absolutely. This is right. Long term is definitely acceptable. But I was looking for this. Excuse me. So what if I have taken debt? Your debt, sir, is going to cost me 8%. No, I will earn 10%. I will earn 10%. I have to give you 8%. 2%. I'll make a spread. Tatas, Mittal, HP Compaq earlier, all of them went for LBO. Underlying assumption is we will earn more than the cost of funds. Now Tatas went for it. They went in for an LBO. Banks gave the commitment. Now watch the scenario. Foreign banks gave a commitment. For those who missed my earlier interaction, Indian banks per se were not very active in giving debt. It was a lot of foreign banks which were coming ahead. State Bank of India and ICICI was there. But primarily Citi, Stanchart, ABN were among the top three. 4 and 5, ICICI Bank and SBI said, okay, we'll give you a part of the deal. Suddenly the market corrected and there was a credit squeeze. Now the question that was asked is, no, I gave you a commitment letter. I'm ready to give you that money. But what if you default? the bankers started asking Tatas a question. What if you default? I'm not saying you will, but times are bad, sir. We are ready to give it to you. We have given you a commitment letter, and this you should remember, a commitment letter, MOU, right? MOU, what is an MOU? What is the legal sanctity? What's a legal, Subrahmanyam sir, what's the sanctity? Agreed. Can you give me a legal sanctity, sir? It's a memorandum of understanding, point taken. It's an agreement. No, legal sanctity bataiye na Gunjan. It is not worth the paper on which it is written. Period. It is not worth the paper on which it is written. Commitment letters, right? MOU. The same banks went back and said, yeah, we have signed MOUs, we have given you commitment letters. We are now suffering a credit squeeze. We are still ready, provided, see this now, provided, dekhiye, in these markets, there's something that all of you should understand. You keep reading, what are these terms, how do you understand? Please understand, first thing is, we go for a deal. Then the deal is finalized. There's a lot of time gap. In that time gap, if it changes, you guys know it, unfortunately, right, unfortunately or fortunately, whatever you call it, there were two issues which fell flat. Reliance Power came in, took the money and walked away, and then after that, two issues fell flat, right, WOCAD, right, MR, just fell flat. If MR would have come, right, just when that real estate hype would have been there, it would have sailed through. It would have really sailed through. But the market conditions changed, totally changed. And with Reliance IPO listing, okay, in fact, I'm sure you would have heard that joke also, which was going in the market. With Reliance Power listing, they said power on, investors gone. Okay, right? Because the moment he listed, that entire stock just crashed. Believe me, people were right. Somewhere I decided I would not invest. I don't know why, but I was almost tempted, right? In spite of all that financial background, I was tempted because I look here, Ravish is investing. I look here, Manoj Saab is investing. I look here, Karuna is investing. I'm also human, boss. Am I missing a good opportunity? किधर जाएगा public R power का बात कर रहा था. Somewhere wisdom, I said नहीं, बस यार. एक तो why I didn't invest also, I'll be very frank. I said मिलेगा तो कितना मिलेगा? छोड़ो ना यार. Honestly, I didn't invest because I realized my chances of allotment were pretty minimal. But today I'm happy I didn't apply. Okay, the fact remains that, right, and the markets changed violently. Here it is, credit squeeze. Two things happened for the Tatas. One, the debt interest rate was increased by, for those whom I have not interacted earlier, by 50 basis points. I'm sure the other colleagues would remember. 100 basis points make 1%. I'm sure they would remember. I am not asking you all because you're giving it back to me exactly in my language certain times. Okay, right? Some of that reverse was that, acha laga, I felt good, all said and done. Second, they said, give me a guarantee. Hello, I need a guarantee. Risk has gone up, period. But Alamgir Sahab, I need a guarantee. Want it, take it or leave it. That was that then when we were eager. This is where you call it guarantee. Just upgrade yourself. Please call it a CDS. Credit, now look at the term. It will be explicitly clear. Credit default swap. Now look at the term and you will see. Excuse me, can I request you all to give me a CDS? And now Tatas had no choice. Now what Tatas did is, Tata said, fair enough, we want to go ahead with the deal. We can't pull back from the deal. Tata said, this is acceptable. They had no choice. Second, they floated CDS. What is a CDS? Just like you, sir, you told me what's a guarantee. Credit default swap is exactly the same thing, except it comes out as an instrument. They issued a CDS to ICICI Bank. I'm giving you one such instance of mark to market. Right? There has been some knock that ICICI has taken on the subprime part.